Dear Excellencies, dear colleagues, dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sama Bilbao Leon, and I am Director General of World Nuclear Association. It is my absolute pleasure to join you today for the ASEAN Energy Business Forum 2022. I want to start by thanking the Kingdom of Cambodia for hosting this meeting, and also to Dr. Yuki Agia Utama, Executive Director of ASEAN Center for Energy, for inviting me to join you today. I really want to reiterate that World Nuclear Association very much welcomes the ongoing collaboration with the ASEAN Center for Energy and with ASEAN member states working together towards building capabilities on nuclear energy technologies and their application, and exploring the potential uses of nuclear energy for power generation. So today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the very important role that nuclear energy may take to decarbonize the entire ASEAN economy. For those of you that are not familiar with World Nuclear Association, we are the voice of the global nuclear industry. We work with the entire nuclear fuel cycle representatives at a global level. We participate and bring the voice of nuclear to the global energy debate. We also inform and provide training and development for the leaders of tomorrow. In our website, you may be able to find lots and lots of authoritative information about nuclear energy, and I very much welcome you to take a look in case of any of that information can be useful to you. So I want to start by providing you perhaps the framework on why nuclear energy is an important choice that many countries have available as we are moving forward towards decarbonizing the entire economy. So I want to remind you that the percentage of low carbon electricity that we are using today in the year 2022 is almost exactly the same that what we have at the beginning of the 21st century. In other words, in the last 20 plus years, we have barely moved an inch, despite our very loud and visible efforts to decarbonize. This means that the enormity and the urgency of the how to solve this climate change challenge that we have in front of us is just staggering. But not only that, if we are looking at decarbonization per se, is very important, but let's not forget that around 80% of the world's population today have a very, very low average energy consumption compared to the developed world. This means that the global energy demand is only going to increase. And you know, ASEAN is a very important region, and member states in the ASEAN region are experiencing a growing demand for energy to support their economic development and their demographic growth. While, of course, at the same time, all those countries, you want to make sure that you address today's more defining issue, which is climate change. And of course, nuclear energy already plays a very important role in delivering human and economic development globally through the provision of clean, affordable, and reliable electricity. And I truly believe that nuclear power can hugely benefit the ASEAN member states. But you know, the picture becomes even more complex, because we need to take into account that energy has taken a very, very important role in today's geopolitics and in the very large global energy crisis that we are facing. So this is when more than ever countries are looking to rely more and more on energy sources that make them independent and self-reliant, and countries do not have to rely on energy sources that are at the mercy of the season or the weather, and much less the current geopolitical crisis. So this means that nuclear energy could be an actual game changer, because it is currently the only energy source, low carbon energy source, that can produce not only electricity, but also low carbon heat. And this is essential, or could be essential, to decarbonize all the sectors of the economy. So this means, of course, electricity, large grids, and small decentralized grids, but also industry by providing process heat, or residential district heating, providing heating and cooling for buildings. Also, we can provide fresh water for those countries that need it, which is many more given the current fast evolution of climate change. And then other many important things, such as, for example, hydrogen and other synthetic fuels that can also help decarbonize mobility, shipping, and other sectors of the economy. So many organizations, including the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, are already identifying nuclear power as an essential source of carbon-free electricity and heat that can really help to attain carbon neutrality. And again, this is a comprehensive picture. So on the one hand, we have large reactors that we already have right now, that we have been using for the last 5+ decades, that can produce an enormous amount of low carbon electricity and heat. And also we have small modular reactors and micro reactors, which are innovative technologies that can be added both to large grids and to decentralized grids to help us decarbonize, as I said, not only electricity, but all these other sectors of the economy. And we have seen how many countries around the world are really taking a second look at nuclear energy, again, not only for climate purposes, but also for energy security goals and sustainable development goals. So from, of course, France, the UK, many Central and Eastern European countries, such as Czech Republic, Poland, Slovakia, Romania, Bulgaria, but also the Netherlands, also countries in South America, like Argentina, Brazil, but also Egypt and Turkey and Bangladesh. So we are seeing also how South Korea, Japan continue to rely on nuclear energy for their long-term decarbonization and sustainable development goals. So these are exciting times for nuclear. We are seeing lots and lots of new projects, large and small. Today, there are 57 nuclear reactors under construction in 19 countries in the world. And in addition to that, our data show that there are over 100 reactors planned and over 325 units proposed by many governments around the world. Many of these reactors are traditional, somewhat large reactors, as some of the ones that you are seeing here, like the ones that are being developed in the United Arab Emirates, in Egypt, in Bangladesh, in Turkey, in China, and in many other countries. But some of them are small modular reactors. These small modular reactors will have power outputs between 10 megawatts and 300 megawatts. And these designs have really, they are much more compact and can truly be a game changer from many countries. So small modular reactors present several technical features that can enhance their construction predictability and can lead to potential reductions in construction costs and construction times. Because they are smaller and because they are designed with modularity and simplicity and factory fabrication in mind, they can become really much more affordable. So, and because the overall capital outlay may be smaller and the overall size of the project is also smaller, we can see that these projects may be financially less risky. That's more easily financeable. So also these projects can be very highly customizable for many specialized markets. As I mentioned earlier, beyond electricity. So we can look at many applications that are going to make these reactors easily integratable in the large grids, in the smaller grids, or also in distributed and only other coupled energy systems of the future. So as I say, we are seeing how nuclear energy projects are moving beyond just generating electricity. You see here some examples, some of them already operating, that are providing not only electricity, but also heat for heating and cooling of buildings, for industrial applications, for fresh water. Some of them already in operation in China, such as the academic Lomonosov, and this was in Russia, I'm sorry, in the Quebec region, or the H3RPM in China that is producing already high temperature heat. But again, let me just remind you that none of these are new applications. Nuclear energy is already being used in many countries for district heating and cogeneration. For example, if you look at Switzerland, every Swiss nuclear power plant today possesses a cogeneration application, whether there is a steam extraction for district heating or for process heat for industrial purposes. All of these units are already using not only the electricity, but the heat of nuclear energy. Also, as I mentioned earlier, nuclear energy is a very easy choice to generate zero carbon hydrogen using electricity and heat. And let me just say, this heat, this hydrogen not only can be very, very affordable and cost effective, but also nuclear energy is a resource effective way to produce this low carbon hydrogen, because as you know, nuclear energy is very, very concentrated, a very concentrated energy source. So basically the area that we are going to really need to use to provide a substantial amount of hydrogen that could perhaps replace current oil consumption that is currently used for transport or for shipping, could be very easily replaced with hydrogen generating with nuclear. So exciting opportunities. But there are other things that I think are very important to remind you, because nuclear energy today is one of the energy sources that can produce energy with the smallest sustainability footprint. This means several things. Not only the greenhouse gas emissions throughout the lifetime of nuclear power plants are estimated to be the lowest, but also there are other impacts that are beyond greenhouse gas emissions. For example, impacts on human health, whether it is the clean air and clean water, it is really one of the smallest impacts, or also nuclear energy has an incredibly small impact on ecosystem and can minimize the damage to any ecosystems, whether they are fauna, flora, water, and as I said, clean air. So very excited opportunities to use nuclear energy and to use ESG and green financing to take advantage to finance these nuclear energy projects. And then let me just finalize by reminding you that nuclear energy is one of the fastest and most cost-effective ways to decarbonize. So you can see in this slide a few examples, historical examples of nations that have used nuclear energy intensively, and in less than 15 years or about 15 years, they have been able to achieve enormous decarbonization, almost completely decarbonizing their entire economy. We have seen this in Sweden in the 70s, in France, in Finland. We are seeing right now this same effect in the United Arab Emirates, and we are comparing that with other investments in low carbon energy that are not only more less cost effective, but certainly not faster, achieving the same levels of deep decarbonization and sustainable development that we see with nuclear. So let me just finalize here by reminding you that really nuclear energy does offer a golden opportunity to build a cleaner and more equitable world in which everyone can get access to clean, abundant, affordable, 24/7 energy and a high quality of life. And I mean, let me remind you of the very large amount of jobs and sustainable development and all these catalysts and trickle-down socio-economic benefits that nuclear jobs will bring to any economy. So I truly think that this is a critical time in which thought leadership from governments is absolutely essential to develop a balanced and well-diversified long-term energy strategy. So I really think that is very essential for all of you, the decision makers and the policy makers in ASEAN member countries, to put in place policies and market frameworks that are going to recognize and appropriately value the various attributes of all the low carbon energy sources. And I really think that when you do this, when you create these policies that are technology neutral and science-based, you are really going to see enormous benefit, because you are going to be able to create the confidence and you are going to be able to incentivize investment and long-term planning in clean energy infrastructure in your countries. That is also going to help to develop them in a more sustainable and effective and cost-effective manner. With this, I want to thank you for the opportunity to address you today, and I want to wish you the best for the ASEAN Energy Business Forum 2022. Thank you very much.